Boom. Welcome to the gabbing. And welcome to the game. It's good to see everybody. Welcome to, what is it? Is it Monday? No, it's Tuesday. Tuesday, the 29th of November. It's good to see everybody. Now, listen, I'm getting some notes on YouTube that it says it's not receiving enough video data to maintain smooth streaming. So let me just tell you at the top of the show, if you do end up with some kind of weird stuttering, first off, refresh your browser. That tends to help. But second off, let me know, and I will try to figure out what the issue is. But right now, I'm not entirely sure what is causing it. But hit me up if you're like going, dude, the stream is fucking tanking and shit. Listen, fellas, welcome to Gabbing and Games. I want to tell you, I was thinking about this because I am seeing a lot of stories about Black Friday and what parents are buying their kids and gifts and this and that and the other. And I was a kid raised Jewish. We did Hanukkah. We did do Christmas over at my aunt's house because my mom was a Southern Baptist when she was coming up. And it was odd because a lot of kids like go to Santa Claus and say, I want this for Christmas. I want that for Christmas. And you hear these stories about kids opening up a present. They don't know what they're going to get. They're disappointed that they got, Spider-Man instead of Superman or whatever, And I don't know if that's inherently a Christian thing. Like, is that inherently a Christmassy kind of thing that you're not supposed to know what you're getting? Because we would go, my mom and dad would be like, hey, there's 8 nights of Hanukkah. Every night you're going to get a different gift. Go through the catalog. We would go through like the JCPenney catalog and all this shit. And we would say, hey, here's what we want. We may not have known the night what gift we would get out of the 8. But I just wonder this idea that like if you're a kid and you're so excited for a new video game console and you think you're getting a PS5 and you open up like an Xbox Series X, it's like, what? Like, how would the parent not know which one they want? I didn't know. Okay, Combat Carl says kids are not traditionally supposed to know what they're getting for Christmas. Traditionally, yes. But when you guys were kids, did you know what you were getting? Yeah, Eddie T says a gift from Santa Claus is the ultimate original loot box. That's right. My parents always asked what I wanted, says Steffi. Right. Christmas gift reveal on Christmas morning is a commercial materialistic thing, not a Christian thing. No, of course, I understand that, Craig, but I'm talking about the people who are Christian who celebrate Christmas traditionally. Painkiller had a pretty good idea. Stoner Face says kids don't want to be surprised. That's when they make a Christmas list. Right. That's what I always assumed. It would just be weird to me if you got like your parents knew you wanted a game console and your dad was like, I found this thing on Amazon. It's only like $80 and it's got 1,500 games. He's going to love this. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Anyway. But we are in the season. I'm excited. It means I'm going to get to watch all my favorite holiday movies. I mean, I can watch whatever the fuck I want, but let me tell you what they are. And then we're going to get into video games. Got a lot of video game news. So, but I like to watch every year. I watch The Holiday. I like to watch Love Actually. And I like to watch Daddy's Home 2. Fuck you. That's true. Those are great movies. I don't know if they're great movies or not, but they're enjoyable Christmas films. I wanted Mortal Kombat 2 for my Sega Genesis for Christmas. My mom told me it sold out everywhere. She surprised me Christmas morning with it. Best Christmas ever. That's nice. That's nice. Let me tell you something. One quick thing. My mom, so me and my brother really wanted a Stretch Armstrong Nemesis character. I forget what he was called, but he was this green Hulk-like monster. And if you don't know Stretch Armstrong, it was the first generation of Stretch Armstrongs that were these action figures with these plastic heads and these gel-filled bodies, and you could stretch them for who knows how, I don't fucking know, 12 feet, 20 feet, who the fuck knows? Somebody knows. I don't know. And my mom had gotten mad at us that day because we were acting the fool. And she's like, fuck it. I was going to go out and buy this for you, but now I'm not. So she goes to the store. She goes to the mall. And me and my brother were upset, but fuck it. We were being assholes. Who knows? She comes home and she's got the doll, the monster, the figure, whatever the fuck it was. And we're like, I thought you said you weren't going to give us the Stretch Armstrong Nemesis green stretch doll. And she says, oh, I didn't buy this for you. I was driving in the road, or I was driving, and in the road, it must have fallen off a truck because it was just lying in the middle of the road. And I'm like, I was so dumb, I believed it. I believed that story for the longest time. And my brother's like, dude, she fucking, what are the chances, you fucking moron? Oh, no, it's Stretch Armstrong. I believed a lot of shit. I'm going to tell you one more holiday thing. Let me tell you something. Then we're going to get games, I promise. I know you're here for games, but I got to share. I'm a sharer. When I was a kid, Christmas season, Hanukkah season, like I said, we'd go over to my aunt's house for Christmas. We'd do presents over there. But then we would do 8 nights of Hanukkah. And I don't know where this came from because no other kid did this. No other family did this as far as I know. But my dad invented something, I didn't know it was invented, called the Hanukkah Man. And the idea was that he was like really fast like the Flash, and you'd be having dinner and there'd be a knock at the door, and that would mean the Hanukkah Man had shown up to the Jew kids' homes. And we'd run to the door and open the door. Nobody would be there, but he was so fast that he had run into the house and hid the gifts. So every night we had to look for where the gifts were hidden, somewhere in the house, the backyard, wherever. And I'm not a moron. By the time I was 7, 8, 9, I knew there wasn't a real fucking Hanukkah Man. But what I never understood was how my dad was able to get someone every night to knock at the fucking door to let us feel like the Hanukkah Man was outside. Finally, a handful of years before my dad died, he says, you still to this day don't know what I was doing. And I says, no, I assumed you had my brother-in-law who lived down the street come over and knock on the door every fucking night. He says, no. We were sitting at the goddamn dinner table. He said, I put my hand under the table and I just did that. And you fucking fell for it all the time. I did. I was gullible. I wanted to believe in the Hanukkah Man. Salvador says the Hanukkah Man sounds like an Adam Sandler movie. It kind of does. Wow, your dad was so creative, says Painkiller. He kind of was. He was not like a creative, I'm going to write a story, but certainly creative in those ways. Absolutely. So Rob is asking about Callisto Protocol. Rob DeMont. Hello, Rob DeMont. He says, Jaffe, Callisto Protocol is soon, December 2nd. Where are the reviews? The reviews on that game are embargoed until 6 a.m. the day the game comes out. So we'll know what the reviews are in a couple of days, which more often than not is a red flag. It's not always a red flag. Somebody pointed out to me the other day that Zelda Breath of the Wild was embargoed until the day in terms of reviews that it came out. Now, at first I would say, oh, well, that maybe if it's a positive thing, like the reviews, they're not anticipating bad reviews, which is what you could expect usually when they embargo the reviews like that, is that, well, they just don't want spoilers. But if that's the case, though, I mean, this is a game that has been being sold already. We had a couple people in the chat yesterday said that that their neighbor or their nephew had Callisto Protocol. And I'm like, really? And it's been reported in a couple of news sites that as of a week and a half ago, people were selling it early. So the weird part about that to me is that, there are spoilers out there. So everybody should be careful if you don't go to YouTube and search Callisto Protocol and suddenly you're like, oh, here's how it ends or whatever. But it is weird that I've heard a lot of people saying there are leaks out there for the game, but I haven't heard anybody going, oh, here are my impressions of the game. Somebody in the chat, Bill Bones, says, I've seen early reviews have been favorable before getting taken down. I think that's great. Then at that point, the question really becomes, why the fuck would you embargo it if you know you're going to be getting some good reviews? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they crunched hard to make the release date of the 2nd, making sure the game is out before the Dead Space remake. Oh, I imagine they did as well. I mean, Glenn Schofield did a tweet. He got a lot of shit for it about crunch, that they were crunching and all that. And he kind of walked it back, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you have to crunch. We'll talk about that a little bit later. You heard they sent out review copies today to some reviewers. I'm sure to some reviewers, Brett Moore, but I assume the big places have already gotten them. Yes, Lux says somebody's streaming the game on YouTube right now. Gerard says maybe they have a critical day one patch. Perhaps, but even in that case, the game that's being reviewed, it's not the patch. Usually what happens in those cases are you send the game out with a list of like, hey, IGN, here's the game to review, but we want you to know these 45 things are going to be addressed in the day one patch. So they can kind of get ahead of IGN saying, hey, the characters' weapons clip out all the time. It's like, no, we got that. You'll see that in day one. So who knows? We'll find out in a couple of days if it's worth the wait and why they... Let's put it this way. If the game comes out and it's universally loved, then the real question is, why didn't they release it a week ago to reviews? That always helps when you builds the hype up, man. People are excited about a game like that are, oh my God, it's a 9 out of 10 and all that shit. So I don't know. Okay. Let's get into the news of the day. Let me get a sip of the bubbly real quick, because, I'm an alcoholic. I don't make fun of alcoholics. That must be, that must be really hard. That must be really not impossible, very hard. Da Vinci's Demon says the Sweet Tooth Hot Wheels video did well. I have 200 subs. The video is over 1,000 views. He made a Sweet Tooth custom for Hot Wheels Unleashed. Do me a favor, on the Discord, Da Vinci, send me a link of that. I'll post it on my Twitter and share it. Dwayne Foy says, I'm 4 years sober. Congratulations, sir. I have to imagine that's just a daily battle, and I know you're proud of yourself and your loved ones have to be proud of you. I can't imagine it, and it's a strong individual that's able to do that, and I tip my hat to you, pal. Okay. Let us jump into... some news. I do want to say one thing first, though. Yesterday we were doing the stream, and a fella named Cosmic Limit gave me a super chat, and I didn't address it, and I didn't even realize it because I'm having some issues with Streamlabs. But I want to address it today. We were talking about, I was talking about why I don't know how well I fit in anymore at certain game companies. I don't think I would fit in at Sony Santa Monica at all. And he wrote me and he did a super chat, which I appreciate, buddy. This is from Cosmic Limit saying, would you fit in at a Striking Distance studio? Striking Distance are the guys who were making Callisto. And my answer to that would be, I have no fucking clue. I've never met Glenn Schofield. If you look at Glenn Schofield on his interviews, he seems kind of like he and I would be cut from the same cloth, but I couldn't really tell you because I don't know. But certainly I don't think I would fit in at a Sony Santa Monica or a Naughty Dog at this point. I think we are absolutely chasing after different treasure chests, man. He does seem like a cool dude. Yep. All right. I also want to let you know what you'll be looking at right here. Now, if you look at the back wall, I'm not trying to sell you on this. I just want to let you know that God of War members and Cult of Calypso members, anytime during the show or during the week, they can send in pictures to a secret email account, and it'll just automatically appear on the wall. I do want to point out a couple. I'm going to show you something new from Rotten Tanuki later in the show today, but I do want to show you that he also has a bunch of new Day One Patch Kids characters up for the holidays over on his site that you can find in the link tree below. I love this one the most. This is Aloy. His character's name is Zero Woke. But I love that you can even zoom in on the face and see the peach fuzz that had so many of the incels out there upset because I don't think they had ever actually seen a real woman before. But she's up there. There's Simcabus is up there from, what is that great game? Dark Stalkers, I think. That is up there. And then I want to show you something new later in the show that Tanuki has put out for the Christmas season, which is very, very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Okay. Also, before we get to straight up news, I do want to say it is important. It is important to celebrate a very important birthday today. Today is the 50th anniversary of Pong. It is not the first video game. It is not the first Pong game, but it is the game that really kickstarted the video game industry, that without which we would not be here today having this conversation. At least I don't think so. So look, 50 years old gives me a good reason to plug a game I had nothing to do with, which is Atari 50. If you're a kid of the Atari age or you're just curious about history, it is a wonderful package that doesn't just have tons of games and remakes of games. They took like a bunch of these, but they did like the Atari Classics Haunted House and Yar's Revenge, and those are on there, but they also remade them for a modern era, and they're all very, very cool. There's also tons of images and interviews, and it's like going to an old Atari museum. Bill Bones, you can yawn all fucking live long day. He's yawning because of Pong. He says Pong. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, and it wasn't for that game, and I know you're fucking with me, but if it wasn't for that game and people realizing, hey, people are really vibing with controlling shit on the television screen, they didn't know if it was going to work. Then we you know, who knows what would have happened to this industry. So I'm insanely grateful. By the way, I'm also grateful, speaking of video games, I'm also grateful for the people who told me, they said, Jaffe, you need to watch The Peripheral on Amazon. Now, I've only watched the first episode, but boy, that was a crackerjack. I loved it. I cannot wait to watch more this weekend. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. I wonder how many Pong consoles sold. Well, it says right here, they sold 8,000 arcade cabinets, and then they sold 150,000 of the home units that you could buy at Sears. And that gave them the money to go off and launch the Atari 2600, which really was the shite, my friends. It was the shite. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Listen to me. Listen to me. So I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai. I love all the seasons. I'm a huge fucking fan of the show. And I'm excited that some of the key guys on that show are working on the Twisted Metal show. Ricardo, I have not watched Cabinet of Curiosities yet, but I want to. But I'm a huge Cobra Kai fan. And the first Cobra Kai game from Game Mill Entertainment was a Double Dragon-esque game that really was janky and not great, but it had a lot of heart to it, and it had some really interesting play mechanics, as I recall. And I was like, okay, these guys who made this game aren't there yet, but they should be kept an eye on, because there's some neat ideas in here that are fresh for the beat 'em up genre, right? So I was kind of keeping my eye out for Cobra Kai 2 Dojo's Rising, which came out a couple weeks ago. And I go and I look it up on the PlayStation Store. You know how much this fucking thing is? This fucking game is $50 fucking dollars. $50 fucking dollars. Now, it's not Double Dragon. It is much more, involved. Here's a little bit of gameplay while we're talking. It has a bunch of the voice actors from the show. And again, it's all about the show. It's got every character, like even these minor little fucking characters in the game. And the world it's not open, but it's more kind of an open 3D world kind of environment than a Double Dragon game. I can't imagine it's very good, but I am absolutely excited because I was going to get it on PlayStation. Then I'm like, I'm not going to drop that much money for this game, but I'm going to go fucking buy it on Steam, because if it really sucks, I can take it back in like 2 hours. But if it doesn't suck, Sony really needs to do something about their return policy. Either that or Xbox needs to kind of take on the Steam policy and then suddenly Sony would be forced to, you know, hopefully they would be forced to go, okay, we have to meet them somewhere in the middle. But it is ridiculous when you buy a game on PlayStation and it's just like, hey, good luck, you know. Yeah, Kevin says Xbox has a good refund policy. I've never tried to refund anything. So maybe it's not causing Sony to change their ways. But I mean, you can even play Allie Mills in this game, who was the Elizabeth Shue character, who literally only had a 1 or 2 episode cameo, right? I mean, that's how crazy. It's really in the weeds on the show. If you like the show or love the show like I do, I'll be streaming this pretty soon because I'm going to pick it up. Xbox return policy, says Carlos, is just wait for Game Pass. Probably true. Kevin says I've requested refunds on digital purchases on Xbox and they've approved it pretty quickly. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, Jeeves says Sony's getting rid of shovelware on PSN. I heard about that. But I will absolutely be picking this up. I mean, you're playing Tori, you can play Kreese, you can play Stingray, you can play Kyler. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're like, dude, I don't give a fuck. But it's cool. Travis says, Jeffy, I worked with you on Twisted Metal Black on PS2 in 2000. I was in the San Diego studio with Kyle. Great to see you doing well. Hello, Travis. I am doing well. How are you doing? Are you still in the biz? What are you doing these days? I always tell the story that, and I don't remember what you did, Travis, on the game, but I always tell the story that San Diego and Santa Monica QA were like crucial in convincing me the game was not ready to go out. And then we went to the mat with Utah and with Sony Corporate, and it was like, look, we need 6 more months for this. So, but I have a terrible memory. It's not you, it's me. So I don't remember what you did. But thank you for helping us make that game what it is, which is a game people still think of fondly today. It's where did he put it? Jalapeno Milk says, can you play Hawk without the mohawk? Again, if you know, you know. If you don't, get yourself over to Netflix and watch this great show. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome. I have not played Signalis yet. No, I'm totally into Call of Duty, Ragnarok, Evil West, and Marvel Snap right now. Although I did buy a game that I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes that might become a new thing that I'm playing. So, okay. Let's see. Yeah, we already talked about Callisto Protocol. We'll see what happens. Is Wednesday the show worth watching? I've only seen episode 1, and I thought it was great. I haven't seen the whole thing. Okay, I imagine all of you guys have already watched the Mario trailer, but I'm going to play it. It's only a minute or so. So I'm going to put it on. Let's watch it, and then let's talk about the trailer on the other side. Okay. This just went live a couple of hours ago.
Great fighting. You're an up-and-coming boxer.
Okay, 1 second. All right, let me get that. Hang on. Let me get that super chat real quick. I appreciate that. Art says, Jaffe, I've accepted a better job op than what I have now. What is the best way to quit without burning bridges? Thank you, Art, for the super chat. Every situation is different. I don't know how to answer that question because I don't understand. Do you have a good relationship with these people? If you have a good relationship with these people, then I think they would understand. I would say if it's only money, and it doesn't sound like it is, if it's only money, then I do think you should give the company that you like, that you're at now, a chance to match. But assuming it's like, look, this is just better for my career, in my life, and they like you and you like them, then there's usually no hard feelings. They'll be disappointed, but as a fellow human, if they're good people, they'll be like, all right, we get it. Absolutely. But if you hate them already and they hate you, make sure you give them 2 weeks, or at least offer 2 weeks, depending on the kind of job it is, and then be on your way. I think let's put it this way. I think the bridges have already been burnt if you're going to burn them by simply quitting. I think quitting should, by the nature of I'm going somewhere else, because it's better for my life or my family or whatever. then if they're upset with you about that, then I'd have to say that's a bridge that either is already burnt or should be burnt. So, and thank you for the super chat, buddy. All right, let's watch Mario. That's not Mario. That is Mario's daddy, Miyamoto. Miyamoto-san. Here we go.
In my neighborhood, there's a cat named Mario and a dog named Koopa.
Whatever.
Okay then.
All right, let's watch it, and then we'll talk about it. Wait. Are you telling me Sega Kid J says, I saw a channel get taken down because they were streaming the Mario trailer? Well, then I won't show it. But that's dumb. That's fucking stupid. It's like, I'm not ripping you off. God, Nintendo's so fucking backwards. Anyway, whatever. The Mario trailer dropped. What did you guys think about it? I'll tell you what I thought about it first. I thought that it was, if you love Nintendo, if you love Nintendo, and if you love Mario, this looks fucking awesome. Everything from Mario Kart being in it, to them riding on Rainbow Road, to them finally letting Chris Pratt do a few more lines. It looks good. It looks really, really good in that sense. I think the problem I have with it is if you strip out the license, it's not that compelling. It just looks like a standard Illumination, B- forgettable kids movie. If you took the, which is not to say that they might be like, yeah, we know, we're doing it on, we're totally doing it on nostalgia. We get that, and that's fine. But I think if they're trying to sell it on anything else, they haven't done that job very well yet. Because right now, all it feels like is, oh, remember this from the game, remember this from the game, remember this from the game, and that's awesome. But as a movie, after that gets old, you might just be kind of sitting there going, okay, what's next, right? So, but it I'm sure it'll do really well. I'm sure if Sonic did as well as it did, which the second one did better than the first, I'm sure this will do at least equally as well. At least I think. I don't know what today's youth who see these kinds of movies, without the value of nostalgia, think of Mario compared to someone like Sonic. I have no idea. Not a fan of licensed movies that don't try to be a movie first, as Ravnos. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately that's most people, whether they articulate it like that or not. I think that's absolutely accurate. I also, think that that Anna Taylor-Joy lady who's playing Peach is super hot IRL. And so now I have a crush on her in her sexy outfit in the trailer where she's riding a motorcycle as Peach. So just so you know, it's my girlfriend, hands off, motherfuckers. You think Mario is still more popular than Sonic, says Proto-S? I think in terms of video games, absolutely. I'm not sure if he's as popular like as a, hey, let's go to a movie that's about Mario. I guess we'll see. But anyway, that dropped today. Give it a look. Travis, hey man, do you think Twisted Metal would work with an isometric camera angle? I mean, it would work. I think at a pure gameplay level, it would probably work better because you would have spatial awareness of weapons coming in and things. I want to say there was a PS3 isometric MotorStorm RC car game that had missiles and things like that as well. There have been a number of games like that, but I honestly think Twisted Metal in any perspective probably is a little, you'd have to make some serious changes to make it relevant. Okay, Listen to this. I'm excited. I'm excited by this. This PlayStation tournaments launched today. I think they were in. I think they were in a beta mode for about 3 months or so. But this sounds pretty cool. Like enough to make me go. I want to fuck around with this. They opened it today. It's on 3 games at the moment. And I didn't like the idea that you have to own the games to even get involved with the tournaments. I think you should be able to go see the bracket, see who's winning, ideally go into spectator mode. Somebody tweeted me that as well. But right now, you have to have either Guilty Gear Strive, NBA 2K23, or FIFA, the new one. And in that, you can open up the tournament mode. I'll show you some of the stuff and show you what it looks like. But right now they have, so the tournament mode is what you expect, but they got a lot of changes to it. They have something called bracket capping. It says tournament length traditionally increases as more players compete. However, we've introduced a bracket cap system to ensure a standard duration for every tournament. If the cap's exceeded, multiple brackets will be created for the same tournament, but prizing will remain the same. And they're given prizes as hardware, money, PlayStation points, all kinds of shit, collectibles, more tournaments. Are going to have more tournaments now than before, all new UI. You can view automatic and real-time results. And they have something right now as the launch of it called Winathon. Let me tell you what this is. Between December 1st and January 31st, I'm going to read this direct from the PS blog. You can take part in the PlayStation Tournament Winathon, PS4, PS5. You can get cash, PS5 consoles. You can even win the new DualSense Edge wireless controller. If you succeed in any Winathon tournament, that victory counts to your overall ranking. And at the end, the best PS5 players take home accessories like the Edge wireless or Pulse 3D headset. PS4 players could actually win PS5s, okay? Now, I was so interested in this because I am not good at almost any game when it comes to competitive gaming. I'm terrible at it, but I love the promise of this, and I love how easy this is, proposed. So I want to show you. I've never played this game. I picked up Guilty Gear Strive. I'm not going to play it like a game. We're going to get back to the news, but I want to show this to you because I want to look at this tournament thing. I want to see how it actually is in execution. So we'll breeze through the game. I just want to kind of see what the interface looks like. Mike Warner, been a member for 13 months. Thank you, buddy. He says, Jaffe, can you put on some more unicorn-flavored yogurt on your face? Your channel, God of War, wouldn't be what it is without it. Thank you. I actually do have some. I bought some the other day, and it's delightfully delicious. And in honor of you, on a stream this week, I will bring out the pudding, basically. Thank you, Mike Warner. All right, so let's check this out. This is Guilty Gear. Bring up audio. Like I said, I'm not gonna play. If you're like, dude, I don't want to fucking watch you play game. I know, I don't blame you, but I do want to see this. Yeah, Mute Mo says pudding faced returns. I do want to see how this works. Okay, so here's Guilty Gear. If I go down to this, I should see somewhere. Okay, so there it is right now. So you've got I don't know what match result is, but right now you've got Winathon, and these are all the upcoming tournaments, okay? So there's a tournament coming up on December 1st. Let's see if there's anything going on right now. Okay, so I want to register for it. Yeah, I don't care about your rules. I'll accept them, fine. The tournament's not available yet. So the first tournament doesn't start until a couple of days, Thursday, I think. So I will try my very best to get acceptable at this game. I doubt I will succeed, but I will compete in a tournament because I would like to see how I do, and I'd like to see sort of what the process is. I've never fucking played this game. I don't have a main. Yes, Masakista says it's awesome for games like Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, and see, the thing is, I don't know who sets up the tournaments. Like, could I just set a tournament up Or is it like, well, it's got to be the guys from Call of Duty set it up? I mean, you can, if you want to do prizes, it's got to be official, but anybody could set up a tournament. I don't fucking know. I would love that. I would fucking love that though. Discord name. Oh, my Discord. There's a link. Go to the link tree. You can see it. Guilty Gear Strive Unlimited is very rare now, Eddie T. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay, well, I just want to see what it looks like real quick. We're going to get to the... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. I wonder if I could call Sony and say, oh, hey, I read the terms of service, the end user agreement. Fuck you. I want my money back. And they might say yes, because I wouldn't agree to it. Thank you, Ricardo Estevez. He says Kratos' former family should be a bigger deal in RAG. Oh, Ragnarok. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know how they factor in at all. Painkiller says they mentioned Calliope though. So, oh my God, you guys, come on, or have me fucking go through this shit again. Come on. No way. No, they won't. I tried to change my pre-order on a game that was delayed. I had to fight for a month. Oh my God. What's the matter with these people? Okay. Yes. Would you change your player name now? No, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I will be, okay. Indie. Does anybody know how to, like, if I hit R1, I'm going to get in, but if I want inside, do I have to literally go up there, or is there a way to sort of scroll to inside and then hit R1? Dan Rath, am I disappointed with Ragnarok? No. I don't love it. I love parts of it a lot. Hang on, Indiana. I adore parts of that game, but for me personally, there's just a little too much with the pacing that for me just kind of makes me go, I really like it, but I have some issues with it. Use the mic. I'm using the mic. What are you talking about? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Ragnarok was a bad God of War game, says Morgan, but it's a decent 7.5. It's not faint praise. It's just, that's what I feel about it. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not from Indiana. No, it's like Indiana Jones. Most people, when they see my name, they're like, oh, are you from Indiana? No. Mordecai says, Jaffe, do you think God of War Norse Saga should have been a trilogy? I don't know how the new one ends. I don't think everything needs to be a trilogy. But I don't know. Okay, I don't care. I just want to fight one quick little match and see what it plays like. That's all I care. No, I just want to fight. Let me just fucking play the arcade so I can get back to the news. All right, let's just go do one match. Just want to see what it's like. Ooh, that guy's cool. Yeah, sure. Let's go with this guy. He's a samurai vampire. Come on now. Do you guys believe everything the press tells you, by the way? Just all the there's somebody typed something in the chat. I'm not going to call them out, but it's just like when I hear PR reasons for things being done parroted back, and I heard it also yesterday. Somebody was talking about Glenn Schofield saying, "Oh no, those animations haven't even started yet for Callisto Protocol," and I'm like, that's just PR. I mean, it's possible he's telling the truth, but it sounds like PR damage control to me, you know? All right, here we go. I hate it. What's block? Is that block? Let's grab. Dream Corridor, I will. I just can't do it right now. I'm doing a show right now. Oh my God. How does he even attack? There's an attack. Block is hold back. That's pretty good. I like it. I don't know if it's hand-drawn or not. It certainly looks like it, but it's not. It's 3D. Because they do stuff with the camera that they couldn't do if it was hand-drawn. I mean, they could, but it would be pretty expensive. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm literally just pounding on the buttons. I'm literally just doing this. Yeah, well, it happens. Okay, so I'm excited. I'm excited to have this. I want to do a little bit more work on my skills, and such as they are, which is to say nothing. And then I want to give this a play when the tournament's open. I'm excited for that. I wonder how that's going to go with people. I have not played Peeping Tom Stray yet. I really just haven't been interested in playing it. But I will play it now that everyone's like, oh, it's game of the year. I want to play it. Hey, by the way, while you're here, if you like the show, I want to remind you to subscribe and like. And if you're actually really into the show and you want some value add, become a member. We do all kinds of crazy things as members. Movie nights, game nights, this very stream. The only way after the fact to watch the whole stream is to be a member at any tier. So think about it. But if not, even if you just want to hit a like button or a follow or a notification button, that would help out a lot. But again, only do it if you like the show. I don't need your fucking pity likes, but I would like your likes if they're genuine. Thank you, fellas. Rage says, let me know if you want training. I want to fuck around with it first, and then I'll see if I care enough. I very much would like to, if I'm going to hire someone to train me in anything, I think I want to hire someone to train me in Call of Duty, because I'm really getting into that game, and I'm getting a little better night after night, but I'm certainly not good at all. Carlos says, I'm surprised Mortal Kombat 11 doesn't have support. It may be because that team is off Mortal Kombat 11 and on to new things, and in that they probably just don't have the time right now. But I'm sure, I hope it's easy to plug in this support. It may not even be on the developer's end, but I assume it probably is. And in that, I hope you start seeing this with lots and lots of games. Ahmed, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, how far did you get in God of War last time? I missed the stream. Do you prefer old high octane God of War or slower, boring, more melodramatic soap opera God of War? Okay, how far did I get? I've gotten I did the Dark Elves area, and then I did the thing where I freed this creature that was trapped underground, and that's where I stopped. Do I prefer the old or the high octane? I don't know. Look at that. I look like Lex Luthor. I don't know, really. I mean, I like God of War 2018 a great deal. Ragnarok I like, but I like it a little less so. And I certainly like the old games, but I'm biased, so it's kind of hard for me to really give you a quality answer there. Masochist has been a member for 7 months. Thanks, buddy. He says, it's like when Call of Duty does betas and people really think they are going to fix the game in the next 2 months. Yes, right? Of course, 100%. Thank you for being a member, and I agree, absolutely. And then Dream Corridor wants me to, he's been a member for a month. He says, Jaffe, accept my friend request. I will later today when I get a minute if I'm back online. Okay. Jaffe, did you try the new Need for Speed? I will try it. I know it's a 10-hour trial if you have if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which I do, which obviously comes with EA Play. That will get you loaded with 10 hours of the new Need for Speed, which I will be playing. And frankly, I don't think I've ever played a Need for Speed game for more than 10 hours, which means I'll probably get just enough of my fill before the clock runs out. Okay. How much does From Software crunch? Let me address this, because this is how I feel. Somebody in the chat, let me see where it went. It was Travis Zander. He says, I'm tired of hearing about crunch in the business. It comes with the territory, more so with the publicly traded company. I put in 208 hours and 2 weeks testing MLB Slugfest. It happens. No big deal. Yeah, I am too. Like, even to the point that I bring this up as news, but you guys know how I feel about it. So I'm just giving you the news because that's part of what we do on the fucking show. But yeah, I'm like, whatever. From Software has made, to me, if not the best, one of the very best video games of all time. In Elden Ring. And if they had to crunch to get there, cool. Turns out some people were on the Glassdoor. This was the latest one from 2019, so who knows if it's still like this. And they're like, oh, we have to crunch whenever we have a publisher build due, or whenever we have to crunch 2 or 3 months before final. And, you know, the crunch looks like you come in early, you come in on weekends, blah, 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 whatever. But I don't care anymore. Painkiller has it exactly right. Painkiller says things worth doing aren't easy. And let me be clear about this as well. You know, there are few things that lie. And certainly in a capitalist society, one of the things that doesn't lie is money. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, video games have gotten easier and easier to create. It doesn't mean they're easy in terms of like if you want to make a God of War Ragnarok, but a lot of the jobs have gotten easier because of middleware and various things. And they go in this article on Game Industry Biz and they sort of quote, they say that even historically, in an industry that doesn't pay a lot in Japan, they make less from software. Now, I think this changed recently, but they said that if you worked at Atlas, you would make $38,000 a year adjusted. But if you work on a similar job you make $25,000 a year. So they do have lower wages. And ultimately, my guess is they don't want to be mean. I heard they gave great bonuses because of Elden Ring. I heard they raised salaries because of Elden Ring. I don't think I've heard, nobody says they're a bad company, but they do crunch. But end of the day, look, if you're worth $25,000 US and you don't want to crunch, then I'm sure they can find somebody who can. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but you're not owed this work. Crunch is crunch, says Rav Knows. But Jaffe, how many times did you crunch, and what was your position when you crunched, and were you making minimum wage? No, I was top of the food chain when I crunched. I was the director of the game or the co-director of the game. And if I was just a tester, I don't mean just like they're lesser, but in terms of there were a lot more of us and we were easier and we remain easily replaceable as QA compared to like a really good director. I probably wouldn't have crunched. I would have said, yeah, it's not worth it. Right. And that's my prerogative. But I mean, we don't have to get in, you know, what do you want? If you don't believe in crunch, stop playing the games that crunch. Sell Elden Ring back, but I won't. You know, what's the point? I want to make things that are cool. I want to work on things that are cool. Not everybody does. I get that. I respect that. But leave us alone. Go get a job somewhere else. Sega says, I see it as a job that takes more time, like it's an athlete putting in more time to be better, right? Titus says, you weren't crunching, you were slave driving. Sure. I mean, trust me, I missed a lot of my normal life, of my marriage, of my health. But you're absolutely right. And I would go in on the weekends. I would stay until 4 a.m. working with Todd Pappy and Whitney Wade, working on level layouts for God of War. But no, I was not there in the trenches moving the mouse around. A couple times I was, but most times, no, I was not. Nope, I wasn't. A ton of industries work overtime, says Tara, not just gaming. When you design or construct, you have to fix things for people. Crunch is part of the job. Yeah. I mean, if you've ever had any construction done on your home or at your place of work and you're like, why is this so fucking hard? Why can't you guys just finish the extra bedroom add-on when you said? Because there's a lot of fucking things that go into making stuff. And even though you might have a perfect plan, you don't know. You don't fucking know. Certain things happen. Yes, Titus says, I get it. But what I'm saying is, at your position, you were getting rewards for the work. That's why crunch is bad. Yes, I was getting rewarded. It was worth it to me beyond just the resume building. And if it's not worth it to someone, then go work somewhere else. But what I'm saying is, if you work for a team like Sony Santa Monica, or you work for a team like Naughty Dog, or reading this, if you work for a team like From Software, they want to be up where the air is the best with Maverick and Iceman flying around up there. You think Iceman and Maverick, I know they're not real, we're like, well, yeah, we want to be Top Gun, but I ain't coming in on Sunday. Come on now. Sega says, did the coders make 25 grand or the testers? My guess is the people who made 25 grand are mostly worth 25 grand. And if you were one of the key above the line people who really made Elden Ring the magical piece of software that it is, you probably could make more because you could demand more and say, fuck you, I'm not doing this for 25K. You want my ability to design all these bosses you want? You got it. But I want this much. You can demand it. That's part of the value of it, of the free market. Yeah, Michael Jordan put in the hours. That's right. Jamie Robertson tune in from Australia. That's awesome. Jaffe, you're looking fresh. Thank you, buddy. So let me just get this straight. I've never really understood this. I mean, science I understand, but you're telling me that in Australia right now it's summertime and it stays daylight longer and it's hot out. That's amazing to me. I know it's stupid. Yes, Jaffe, people have known this for probably 800 years. I mean, they've known it longer, but they understood the science. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Listen, Frank Kent wants to know, how often is crunch the result of mismanagement? Always and never. I don't even know what that means. It's not a dog whistle, but it's just like this knee-jerk thing people say. It's like, it's the man's fault. It's never the worker's fault. I've been the worker and I've been the man. And I can tell you, in both positions, you think you know more than the other guy. And you never really know more. You just know different things, okay? Are there some cases where it's bad management? Yeah, sure. But again, you are building entertainment and you're building it by the skin of your teeth because the demands are incredibly high to compete, and you don't know what's going to work until you actually create it. And then you're like, shit, that worked great. Let's build on that. I'll give you some examples coming up in the show about that. But no, sometimes it's mismanagement, but I think more often than not, that is a just kind of something people say to kind of be like, we could fix this. Well, you could fix it, but you're going to have to unionize, which is going to be near impossible. And then the budgets are going to go up on games, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not against unions. Rob the Mod wants you to know that he's got a new movie coming out. I know you didn't think Rob was a director, but he is. He just dropped me this in the Discord. We, at this very site, can premiere the premiere trailer the premiere movie poster of The Hanukkah Man, from the mind of David Jaffe, directed by Rob the Mod. Time magazine says, after watching this movie, the menorah will never feel the same. I think this is great. This is the role that Tom Cruise was born to play. I love that I can tell Rob the Mod stole Iron Man's logo for the word man. I don't know where he got Hanukkah from. Probably just a Google search, but I appreciate it, Rob the Mod. That's first class work, pal. That's Sony Santa Monica better watch out, because you're coming after them hard when it comes to the artwork. That's pretty good. All right, let's move on. Hang on. Let me check the chat. What do we got? We got Spasbo dropping in. He's been a member for 2 years. Thank you, buddy. He says, I got here late. Got a sit rep on what's going on in the stream. I'm talking about a bunch of stuff. We're about to talk about some PlayStation news is where we're at. Would you hire somebody today that you knew wasn't going to crunch, says Ahmed? I think it depends on what the job is, and it depends on what they demand. Would I hire an easily replaceable job if they said they weren't going to crunch and I knew that crunch would be involved? No. But if I had one of the best programmers in the business and he's like, look, I love what you're doing. I want to be a part of it. You can afford me. I want to be here. I love your studio, but I'm not crunching. But I'm the best guy to do melee-based network combat. I go, cool. Let me bend over backwards to make you happy. If I've got a similar group of demands from a person who is easily replaceable, I'd say, no, this isn't the place for you. It's not a babysitting service. It's not personal. It's business. And I don't mean that, it doesn't mean that you're mean to people, but you pay people what they're worth in terms of, for the job, not as humans, of course. Okay. It's just not, Ravnos, I know you were in tests, but that's not the case. He says it's usually marketing's fault and upper management. They decide when a game must ship for arbitrary reasons. It's never arbitrary, number one. Number two is it's not usually upper management's fault. I mean, unless you work, look, as a guy who works for Sony, I can say that's not the case. If you worked for like THQ back in the heyday and they didn't give a fuck about quality, they just want the thing out by Christmas no matter what, then okay, there are those kinds of companies. But if you're talking about companies where people crunch because the quality needs to be high, more often than not, it's the people who are working there contribute to the crunch. The reason they have to crunch, because they want to make it better. They want to compete. Okay. Jaffe says Bacon Magma. There are certain people who have to pray about 10 times a day to their God. If that interferes with them crunching on a game, would you figure out a way to fire them? No, I don't care what they do during the day and during the night, as long as they get the work done. Crunch is not some kind of thing you do because you're mean. It's because you got to get the work done. But if you can't get the work done for whatever reason, if you're a Scientologist and you have to, 20 times a day take an e-meter to see how clear you are, I don't care what it is you're doing, but yeah, sure. Not because of why, but because of what the end result is. Thank you, Sega Kid, for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, any advice for upcoming game devs, whether they want to go into your start under a company? Yes, it's easy. It's really easy. So if you're an up and coming game dev, there's two kinds of, from what I understand, there are two kinds of people who go into game development. There are the people who love the tech and love the art form that the tech allows. And those people, some of those people will be happy working the rest of their career working on the latest and the greatest hardware. And in that case, I would go work for a big company if you can get to work. Excuse me, because that's what gets you up in the morning. It's like, holy shit, I get to work on the PS6 and I get, look how much extra RAM I have to make these rocks look cooler and make the shaders look, whatever. And then there are people like me that the only reason I was doing it is I had a creative itch to scratch and I wanted to express things that I felt and that the team felt as well and actually made better. If you're one of those people, I recommend starting an indie if you're up and coming, because ultimately, if you do great work, you can leapfrog from making 3 indie darlings to making a bigger game. You may not be able to be the director right away, but same thing with art direction and all that. You're going to have more freedom creatively if you start and potentially stay indie. You're going to have less job stability for a while unless you hit it right. But so that's what I would say. Thank you for the chat, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Maskista says, show me a doctor that says he didn't crunch in school, then I'll know who not to go to when they get sick. That's right. Okay. December's PlayStation Plus Essential Games have leaked. I want you to know. VGC's telling you this now. Chris Scullion wrote this. They're okay. I mean, I've never played more than a 2-hour session of Mass Effect 2. I know this is a beloved series. Maybe I will play this now that the Legendary Edition is coming, which I think is what? All 3 games up-resed and whatnot. But that's coming on December 6th. Biomutant, which I think is that weird animal game, or I don't know what the fuck it is. And then something called Divine Knockout, which I don't know what that is. But those are all the leaked games coming if you are a PlayStation Essential member. But look at this, though. We were just talking about this on yesterday's show. You know, one of the things Sony promised about being PlayStation Premium, which I think is the highest tier, is that they would do trials, right? Now, they haven't really done that to their word. They said if a game costs more than $35, take care, Travis. Good to see you, buddy. If a game costs more than $35 and the game is has been out between 0 and 90 days, you have to put it on PlayStation Premium as a time trial. It's not a standalone demo. It's just a time trial. The developer doesn't have to do the work. It all gets done at PlayStation. Doesn't take that long. And they've done a pretty shitty job. There's a lot of games you can look at that fit those criteria. We went over them yesterday, and nothing has happened. And it's kind of like, oh, that sucks, man, because I thought it was a great deal. But they did announce today that Ghostwire Tokyo is now available for PlayStation Plus game trial, which I think is a great game to put on trial because it's one of those games that a lot of people liked, but a lot of people were very misled by, I think, what they thought it was going to be. So if you've been curious, and I certainly have, about Ghostwire Tokyo, that is now up and available to play for game trial. I guess, and isn't Ghostwire Tokyo done by Tango Gameworks, right? So that'll be on Game Pass before you know it. But still, so you know, that's available. Prince Green says there's only been 10 trials and only 5 new ones. I mean, they've added some. They've started to kind of bust it out a little bit better, a little bit more. They've added, I saw like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is on there now, and whatnot. So, I mean, there's more, but there's not as much as it should be. I'm a new PS5 owner, says Poppy B. Preaching, and subbed to PS Premium last night. I hope Sony invests more in it next year. Yeah, I mean, look, I was playing the first Darkness on PS, I think it was Premium today, streaming it. And it was great, you know, because I was like, oh, I mean, you know, when they have, if you want to stream older games, it's awesome. Or download older games. And it seems like it's pretty good for other things. The trial stuff so far has been a big disappointment. So hopefully this is a shape of things to come, that Ghostwire Tokyo is now out on the trial. Okay. Yeah, everybody's, you know, the guy who wrote Twisted Metal Black Dialogue, Paul Jenkins, who also wrote The Origin of Wolverine, a bunch of great Marvel comics, was the writer on the Darkness 1 and 2 as well. And he was always telling me, dude, you got to play it. It's great. And I just never got around to it. So I started today. Thank you, Mike Warner. He says, give us Twisted Metal Remake on PS5. It's not in my hands, man. I don't own the rights to that game. I appreciate the super chat. But that's a Sony question. Hello, Pause. Yeah, there were strong winds. That's right. No, you know what it was? Virtual reality. Here's the truth. Virtual reality caused me to get rid of the beard and the hair. And not for the reason you think. Not because you're like, oh, I couldn't wear the headset comfortably. It was because I had lost my charger for my buzz cutter, my trimmer, whatever it is that you shave your head with. And I had lost my charger for my MetaQuest. And the other day I just started, I'm like, I want to play VR again. Because there's a game Luca, one of our members has been telling me for a while, like a RPG tabletop game. It's cool. And I wanted to kind of, I'm such a fan of VR, but I'm always disappointed that I don't stick with it for that long because it's not that interesting after the WoW wears off. And so I keep coming back to it going, maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the game that gets me to stick. Yeah, Demio. And so I'm looking for the charger for the MetaQuest. I found it, and right next to it was the charger for the what's it called? What do they call those things? A buzzer or a it's not a razor. It's got a name. That's whatever. But and so I was like, fuck it. Now that's charged up, I want to I want to be clean again. I want to be clippers. There you go. That's what it's called. Thanks, fellas. Jaffe, what the hell is the status of Jaffe Mania 6? We are doing it. We are doing it especially because WWE 2K22 is on sale. It's selling great. We are going to do it. Fuck it. We're doing it in 2 weeks. It'll be before Christmas. Jaffe Mania, where all the game or the best video game personalities fight. It will be before Christmas. I promise. That's my goal. Shut up, Mr. K. I am doing it. So I'll reach out to you, Six. And members, I'm looking for players to represent the different characters, right? We've got Gabe Newell. We've got Kojima's fighting in there. We got a bunch of fucking people that I need someone to take on the roles of. And, come on now. If you're a member, let me know if you want to be one of the fighters. You should get the new AEW game when it comes out. It's coming out on Game Pass. I'll be showing the trailer for it later today in the show. Okay. Xbox has a couple new releases today. What system? I think it's crossplay, but if you have a PS5, get it on that because that's what the host will be having. And then it's WWE 2K22, and it's on sale now for like $20 or something. Oh, is that right? AEW said it's not going to be on sub services. I guess that was a rumor, but it does look really good. It looks really bloody, which is nice. Okay. 2 new games drop for Game Pass. The last game's the month. It's been a really banger month. It feels good. Dylan says, how's your head feel? Oh, especially when you put like cold shit on it. Oh, it's delightful. Soccer Story is a great concept. Apparently they didn't pull it off very well. It's a brand new game, day one drop on Game Pass, kind of like an RPG, but you kick a magic soccer ball around. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, Sebastian, I have that game. It's great. WWE. Insurgency Sandstorm I have on PC. That is the closest game you're going to get to SOCOM if you're looking to play SOCOM. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. But if anybody wants to jump into Insurgency sometime in the next week or two, let me know. We'll set up a game time to play it. I don't think it's turn-based soccer. I think I like Zelda. Soccer Story is like action RPG. But Insurgency Sandstorm is very cool. And it's a sequel to, I guess, Insurgency. But this one it's very tactical. It's SOCOM-y. And it's good thing. So give it a play. And yeah, Sebastian says I tried it last night. It's just not enough to pull me away from DMZ. Oh, I get it. DMZ though I won't play on Call of Duty unless I'm playing it with people I know. I don't ever go into DMZ with strangers because I'm just like, you're not doing it right. Fuck you. That's what I say to them, fellas. I say fuck you, and they get all scared. Okay. Todd Howard dropped some news, which I think is great. I know some people are using it to take the piss and act as if Todd Howard and Bethesda are losers for this, but hey man, if it's going to make the game better, it's not Sports Story. No, that is a game, but this is different. Sebastian says, I don't know. A lot of strangers I play with are actually really good at Call of Duty DMZ. Yeah, I just don't like talking to strangers, though. My mom is Elder, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. The original SOCOM devs, I mean, if you mean David Sears, the director, he's been making a number of things. But if you're talking about, no, I think you're right. The original SOCOM devs, yeah. Yeah, so this was Todd Howard. I think, I don't know, maybe this was the Lex Freeman thread. But here's what he said about Xbox helping out Bethesda. And it's good news, I think. Let me make it big. Here we go. Check it out.
And from a development side, I like the ability to focus. So our ability to focus and say, and have help from them, the top engineers at Xbox to say, we are going to make this look incredible on the new systems is like, from my standpoint, it's just awesome. Mind.
So, I mean, and I did see some people online like, oh my God, they got to get help. And I'm like, who cares?
For us, that exclusivity
now this is not the co-development thing. It's not like suddenly Bethesda gave up and suddenly started co-developing it and said, what do you want it to be? Let's make something we both want. It's just more like when, this is the stuff I always talked about back when the Medium came out on Xbox. And I said, why in the fuck did they not send Xbox engineers out to help the guys in Poland to make this? Because it wasn't exclusive, but it was timed exclusive, and they had nothing that year, if you remember. This is exactly what Xbox needs to be doing. It's like, even though I know that they're in the same company now, it is still, hey, we have tools that we can use to make your games better. Let's work on it together. Let's do that. I think that's great, man. I'm happy to see it. So as much as some people seem upset about it because they like to hate on Xbox, I don't know. I'm happy because I'm looking forward to Starfield. I really am. I like that whole thing. I like space and exploration and the big questions and all that shit. Hello, Nomad Soul. Imagine being Todd Howard, says Andreas, and someone who has never seen a line of code making fun of your work. I know. Eddie says Starfield looked very rough. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean that it doesn't look visually as amazing as Horizon, Zero, or Forbidden West? I think you're absolutely right. But that's not why, Elden Ring doesn't look anywhere near as good as God of War Ragnarok. But Elden Ring, for me, is not just game of the year, but one of the best fucking games ever made. So I don't need the visuals to be mind-blowing if the game is really kind of what it's about. But yeah, it won't be for everybody. I get it. Okay. Massive frame rate hitching on my stream or on the game. In terms of gameplay and performance, says Eddie, it looked rough, jank, bad AI, gunplay. All right. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I didn't feel that way, but again, I'm not as sensitive to that stuff. If the gunplay is fun, I don't care if it's janky. If the exploration and crafting and building up your character is satisfying, I don't care if the world that I'm living in doesn't look photoreal. But a lot of people need that, and that's fine. That's what they need. Listen to this, though. You know what people don't need? I'm curious about this. Let me take a drink of the bubbly. 1 second, fellas. That's interesting. So, hang on in the chat. Maskista says, I can't stand people that compare Starfield to PlayStation games. It's nowhere near the same scale. And then Bill Bone says, why shouldn't Xbox be held to the same standard as PlayStation? Well, for my answer to that is that you make the assumption, or that I believe you do, Bill Bones, that question makes the assumption that PlayStation standard is top of the line and you need to be held to that. And my question would be, Elden Ring does not match Sony internal standards for presentation and execution, but it absolutely wipes the floor with Sony first party games when it comes to the sense of immersion and being lost in a virtual world, right? So where is that standard and what is that standard representing? I think that's different for a lot of people. Okay. I have not finished Elden Ring, but I haven't not finished it because I've been bored of it. I went back to it the other night. I love that game. Listen to this. I don't struggle on this. But a lot of people do. As somebody pointed out, if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you can go right now and start playing the new Need for Speed. But Need for Speed Unbound had a bit of a brouhaha because there was a guy who tweeted them because I guess there's a guy who wasn't happy that he learned that if you want to play either a track or a mode or the game 3 days early, you can pre-order it. Okay. And so he laid into the social media account. Need for Speed said this. They said, we asked, and you listened. Pre-order Need for Speed Unbound Palace Edition today for 3-day early access to Lakeshore. I guess Lakeshore is the world in which the game is set, right? So you can get early access. Okay. So this guy, Kylo, says, hold on. What did we ask for and when did you listen? To pay more to get 3 days early access? And then Need for Speed account says gameplay video, 3-day early access was always in the video. Reading is fundamental. Kylo says, right, charging extra to your loyal fan base to play 3 days early isn't really cool and a bit exploitive. Customer relations is fundamental. Need for Speed writes back and just calls him a milkshake brain. Never really heard that insult, but there you go. Milkshake brain. Kylo says, you're a milkshake company. Need for Speed says, cry about it, bro, or buy regular price. I don't care. Kylo says, I was going to buy your game on release day, but due to the admin of this account, you've lost a sale. Well done. Stay edgy and keep being relevant to the 12-year-olds. You ain't half as cool as you think, Chief. You're an embarrassment and unprofessional. Need for Speed says, I'm not reading all that. Sorry that happened to you, or congratulations. So then ultimately, though, obviously EA backtracks and is like, we went a little overboard, blah, blah, blah. But I think, I'm so tired of this customer is always right horseshit. The customer is not always right. The customer is sometimes wrong. They don't know what they want. They're a pain in the ass. And I don't think that we need to require these companies to act like they're fucking robots. In some ways, I wonder if the customer is always right is something that people say that don't have any real power in their own lives. And they're like, well, at least there's this one thing I can depend on where I can be a total dick to someone, like my boss and stuff is a total dick to me. And they can't do anything about it. And I can say, oh, you have to be professional, and society will rally around me and say, that's right. Professionalism is the most important thing. I don't think that's true. I certainly don't think it's true anymore. I don't like or dislike Need for Speed Unbound more or less because of this social account. But the guy, the guy's kind of a dick who is lashing out. He's kind of a dick. So fuck off, dude. No one's job is to make your dick feel better. Buy the game, don't buy the game. He's right. Was it staged? Blue Gamer says this was silly enough, or staged. Definitely got the word out. I haven't heard much about the game. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It was staged. And yes, customer, a lot of these do intentionally do stuff like this because people like them, like the Wendy's account. DA says, but you got to keep your cool. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I don't think you want to go out there and just sort of be yourself. But if you're like, look, I am a human and you're being a dick, and yes, we'd love you to buy our game, but you're not going to come in here and disrespect me or disrespect the company. I think that's good they're pushing back. I hope God of War Ragnarok, says Thomas, wins Game Awards this year. Please. No, I don't care, Thomas. Thomas, listen, and I got to ask you this, and I ask you this, and I'm not even asking this as a joke. I know some people would think this is a joke. I'm not making a joke. Are you like diagnosed with some sort of neurodivergency? Because if that's the case, I understand. And again, people think I'm like making a bit or a joke. I'm not. I get it. Not everybody sees the world and thinks the world in the same way. But you consistently come into this chat and say the same thing over and over and over and over. And that's fine. If you're like, dude, that's just me. That's how I communicate. I respect that. Absolutely respect that. There's no good, there's no bad. It helps me know how to handle you. But if you're just a fucking pain in the ass, I'd like to know that too, because I'd like to treat you that way as well. I hope Vampire Survivors wins Best Indie, says No Dog. Why? Why shouldn't it win just Best Game? Why would you separate the game from the budget? Why not just say you hope it wins Best Game? I don't believe in separating categories based on how much money was spent to create it. They don't do that in any other medium. At least I'm not aware of it. They do not that I've seen. Real quick, two things you should know. Oh, okay. You're saying, okay, right. You're saying it's up for Best Indie. That's the reason he says it, not because he would want it to be. Every medium does not do that, Ravnos. They do have a totally separate award ceremony for like the Indie Spirit Awards. But when you go to the Oscars, for example, it's not like Best Indie Movie. It's Best Movie. If you go to the Grammys, it's not like Best Album made by a giant record company and Best Album made by an all indie band in their garage. I think it's important. I appreciate the sub, buddy. Thank you, Travis. They do Best Animated, which is stupid, says Painkiller. I agree. I think that's dumb. I mean, all the award shows are dumb, frankly, but you know. Okay. Just letting you know, I was excited for a couple minutes when I learned that Suda51 Studio Grasshopper might actually be making an Aliens game. Turns out today, and I don't know if it's true or not, or a couple days ago, I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody asked him about it, and he just did lots of question marks, like, I don't know what you're talking about. So whether or not he's lying because he's not allowed to say, or whether or not he really, there's no validity to that rumor, I don't know. But what I will say though is I don't love everything that Suda51 does, but I loved, like, was it Shadows of the Dam? I thought was great. I think there's a couple things he's done that I didn't like, but I appreciated. But the idea of a wonderful brand being given over to not just a bunch of fanboys who are like, we want to just make an alien movie into a game, but a guy who's like, look, I have my vision, and I'm going to put my vision on your IP. I would love that. I would love to see that. I think that results in really interesting, creative output. Yeah, they did Killer 7, No More Heroes, Shadows of the Damned. They just did something else recently. Peep and Tom. Oh, I'm never selling my Xbox. I'll probably throw it away when it's, time to upgrade. But I love my Xbox. Instant Messenger. Hey man, he says, hey Javi, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, I wonder, have you ever played Legacy of Kain? If so, do you think Embracer is about honor the series without any... It is without having Amy on board. Well, Amy Hennig, the first Soul Reaver or Legacy of Kain was Dennis Dyack, right? It wasn't even Amy Hennig. Amy got involved when it became Legacy of Kain or Soul Reaver. I do hear. Okay, hey RPG, can you just time out Tomic Isaacs? I've given you a shot, buddy. I can't handle this shit anymore. Thank you, bud. I appreciate it. But you know, I do hear Embracer is seriously considering making a new one. That's exciting, but whether or not, just because Amy's involved or not, I mean, I don't think that, if what you're asking is it a sign of disrespect? No, I don't think so. Thank you, Mr. K. I appreciate it, buddy. Howard Scott Warshaw worked on Soul Reaver. Howard Scott Warshaw made Indiana Jones for Atari 2600. And didn't he also make Adventure and E.T. for Atari 2600? Holy shit, man. That's amazing. I think one of those guys, didn't he go off and become a therapist? I think he went off and became like an actual psychoanalyst. Okay. I'll talk about that later. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat, fellas. Looking at the chat. Okay. So that's all the news I'm going to give you for today. I don't want to do any more news. So I'm trying to figure out. I'll tell you what. Let's do this now. I'm going to turn on the red phone. I will take calls, smoke a little pot, play a little Guilty Gear. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a small break, 5-10 minute break. We're going to come back on the flip side. We're going to have just a fucking chill back into the show. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take this little break right here. I'm going to show you some great content. It's going to be 10 minutes. And when I come back, you can call in on your cell phone or you can call in on the Discord. If you don't know where the Discord is, not a problem. It's in the LinkedIn link tree below. And we'll just kind of have a hootenanny time. We'll play some maybe Guilty Gear. We'll play, I don't know, but we'll talk first. Let's just talk. Let's chat. That's my preferred thing. Hey, Shadowrun, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Why can't you kids be more like your brother Shadowrun, dropping some big ducats? I'm gonna get a snack. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, Shadow. Listen to that beautiful song. Look at that beautiful woman coming down with the car. All right, so listen, yeah, Bill Bones is right. Let the chill vibe take us and let the evening go. I don't know, legends. I don't want to watch anything. I just want to talk. I want to connect. I want to get you guys on the phone and hear what you're thinking about the world. So if you're watching this show, and you are not a member, a paying member, this is where I leave you. If you're watching it live, stick around. It's free. But if you're watching it after the fact, this is where we cut off the show. Consider a membership. I've been considering a cheaper tier because I think we need a cheaper tier that just lets people watch the whole episode. It's like a $2.99 tier. But I haven't figured out how I want to put all that together yet. But regardless, though, this is where I leave you. But if you're watching live, stick around because you can watch it. But that said, though, if you're watching after the fact, consider a membership. In the meantime, we're taking a small break. I'm going to put on some really interesting videos for you. And when we come back, we will turn on the phone. Okay. One sec. All right, fellas, I'll be back.
AEW Fight Forever was revealed to the world.
I can't believe it, I just saw
And the reaction was nothing short of spectacular.
Bring it, let's see it. I'm better than you. Oh my God, incredible.
Do you remember the feeling when you could just pick up and play a video game?
That feeling is back.
Are you ready to reignite the magic?
AEW Fight Forever.
Has deep career modes.
You can create your own wrestler, like me.
And use all of my signature moves.
Battle it out in some of my favorite matches, like Lights Out.
Falls count anywhere.
And don't forget about the weapons. All the weapons. Now it's time for you to create your unforgettable moments. AEW Fight Forever, coming soon.
プレイステーション
Now, I will say this. I will say, welcome back, by the way. You know, I have this kind of struggle with the virtual reality because, like I said, I love so much about it. And at the same time, I just, every time I try to get into it, after a few days, I don't come back unless something, like I see something in the media and I go, oh yeah, that'd be cool, you know, and I just never really fucking do it. So, hang on. Okay, red phone's on 619-752-0548 if you want to call and talk. You don't have to be a member to call and talk, but you do have to be a member to chat now. I've got members only chat on. I'm going to smoke a little dope. Not tons because we're doing a graduation celebration tonight with the family, but I'm going to smoke a little bit. And then we'll just talk. And if you guys don't have much to say, I'll play a game. Either Guilty Gear or more likely that crazy FMV game. Or maybe, I don't know, we'll figure something out. But we'll be back tomorrow with new Gabbin games. Listen, do you think... What do you think? Should I drop the tier to $2.99 for so we would keep? I just got to figure out what people in the $4.99 get for staying at $4.99, not dropping to $2.99. But you think it's not nice to not have a $2.99 tier? You think we need that in this location? You know what I'm saying? Come on, I'm sick. Come on. I'm not on e-cigs. It's just I'm vaping pot. That's all. I don't smoke regularly. Drop it. Start your damn streams on. I start them when I start them. I'm trying to do more of them often, but I can't guarantee I can always look. I have the ADD, folks. That's how that works. Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt. I don't think it'll hurt if we drop. I might try it. We'll probably drop them over the holidays and see what people think. Anything to get more people in the door to experience and maybe in the future to upgrade. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Legends. Totally fair. But you're at $4.99 right now, which means if I drop to $2.99, you're going to drop the $4.99 and go to $2.99, which is fine. But if everybody does that and we don't make up for it in new subs, then it'll be like, oh, what an idiot thing I did. But oh well, you gotta try things. Somebody told me it doesn't matter if you hold it in or not. I think it totally matters if you hold it in, right? Doesn't it allow you to have more of the pot going to your bloodstream? Thank you, Legends, for considering an upgrade. If you want to, great, obviously. Hey, Jarvie, good to see you, buddy. Interesting. So Ravnos says, oh, it does matter. Okay. $4.99 to join your free company when you start paying. Yeah. Playing Final. I never will I do that. Okay. Do we want to play a game, or do you got anything you want to talk about? Anybody want to call and just talk? Why don't you have a call anymore? I'll tell you what. I've been storing up a lot of weird stories to talk about on an upcoming stream. If Elon Musk gets his shit in order and starts monetizing videos over on Twitter, I might start doing my weird streams on Twitter and keep my game shit on YouTube, because there's some weird shit, man, going on in the world. People getting their dicks chopped off. It's fucking weird, man. Thoughts on Activision leaving China? Do you mean thoughts on NetEase and Activision kind of killing their deal and thus you can't play Blizzard games in China? Or do you, is that, I mean, I think any time that any company tells China go fuck yourself, even though it's not for political reasons, although we've seen Activision consistently bend over backwards for China. But yeah, I'm a fan. I don't want to see the Chinese people suffer, but that government's got to go. I mean, our government's shit too, but not like that. Hello, Jarvie. You are still part of the cult. Thank you, buddy. You know we appreciate that. I appreciate it very, very much. But I don't know if Guilty Gear seems like the kind of game I need to be calm and not high and play. But it's tough. I got to pick a game. Now, if I play a game, I could play. It does get you high fast, man. If I play a game, I could pick. I don't know if I should play God of War. That wouldn't be good because I want to appreciate it. Legends, I picked up Guilty Gear because I want to try the PlayStation. How am I already high? That's insane. I want to try the PlayStation tournament system that they just put in, but the first Guilty Gear game goes live as a tournament, which I am going to enter, and I am going to lose instantly. That goes live the 1st of December, and I will stream it, and you will watch me absolutely be terrible. Thoughts on Kanye West? You need to be maybe a little bit more specific in your question, Masochista. What aspect of Kanye West? I can tell you I've seen him in concert. And if you think I start my streams late, this man was out on the stage. I've told this story several times. You ever see Kanye West stage from the, I think it was the Glow, what was the name of his tour? It was some crazy tour with Rihanna was there, and NERD was there, and what's the other guy's name who was there? He sings Lasers, and it was a good show. But anyway, Kanye's out there. Let me see. Kanye West stage design. What was it? It was called. It was the one he was doing when he was like landed on a space station or some such shit. Hello? Lupe Fiasco. That's right, Jake. What's up, man?
Hello?
Hello.
Is this Mr. Jaffe?
Do we have white privilege? Yes, this is Jaffe. What's up, man?
Not much. By the way, I'm liking the way you really got no beard there and stuff. You're looking good, sir. I do appreciate that. I think I look like a fat Lex Luthor, but that said, I appreciate it. Thanks, sir. No, man. What is it? I've been watching your streams, and for a while, and I haven't been a member because of just like past stuff and everything, but like I plan to one day.
Whenever.
And,
you don't owe us a membership, baby. If we're glad you're here in general. Thanks for hanging out and watching the shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm that guy. I'm that one guy that talked about Drawn to Death in the comments a couple of times. That's me.
Well, I
I don't know if you've seen me.
It's not that. It's that so few people talk about Drawn to Death anywhere, let alone the comments, that I'm like, I must have seen his comments, but I'm a little high right now, you see. And so I'm zoning. I mean, but I understand. I can hear you. Yeah. Who's Jimmy Norton?
Oh, yeah.
Caller.
Jimmy Norton?
I don't know, everybody in the chat since I shaved the beard says he looks like a fat Jimmy Norton. And I'm like, I don't
I
know.
have no clue.
You've never heard of Jimmy Norton? I'm gonna
what
look
is
up.
I want to say thanks for having being like part in the creator of God of War, because I grew up on going up to people and just grabbing whoever the heck it is and stabbing them in the chest several times.
Is that how you also? Is that also how you had sex though? Is that where also you learned that?
No.
I don't know what to do. There's no icons above your head, sweetheart. Oh well. Well, listen, man. On behalf of all of us who made it, thank you for saying that. I'm not being a dick or anything. I really am just super high right now. I know I probably sound like Jamie Kennedy doing the Activision press conference, which is, boy, that's a deep cut. But it was bad. It was bad.
No, you're fine. Hey, at least you're more authentic than Jimmy Kimmel or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? Jimmy Kimmel used to date Sarah Silverman, and I went to a party once, and Sarah Silverman was there. That's all I have. That's the story. That's where it ends. Come on, Jaffe. Listen, let me ask, how old are you?
How old am I? I'm 21.
Do you ever smoke pot?
I have for quite a while, actually, since I think I was like 17 or 16. But then I stopped because I was going downhill. I know that sounds funny enough, like how could you go downhill from it? But with spiraling thoughts and such, kind of tends to make it worse. You know what I mean? But
gotcha.
But it can also calm you. It can also be a very calming thing for sure.
I just don't know, because my tolerance is terrible. I cannot believe I'm as high as this from 2 puffs. I'm worried about that.
I tell you what, just don't, hey, no, that's good. It's calming and nice and everything. But like when you start going like, oh, okay, I gotta wake up, smoke. Okay, I eat.
Oh,
now I
no,
gotta smoke.
No,
okay,
I don't have any of that.
You know what
no.
I mean? if you make it a routine, it starts to become like, I don't even know how Snoop Dogg does it, man. Snoop Dogg must be just inhuman or something.
Maybe he's just maybe he's playing a character too. Who knows? But okay, so no, I was gonna ask,
That's
like,
true.
maybe does it take longer or quicker to get high when you're younger? Man, if I could go back and be 21 years old, I would do a lot of things different. So keep in mind that probably most people that are older than you would say that. So that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on your tolerance. You know, it all depends on your tolerance. And I was getting to a, you know, for me, it was kind of the same scenario where I would take like 1 or 2 puffs, and then the other person would be like, you know, they would have to just go on and on and on until they were on the same level that I was. But I usually would get high really, really quick. But, you know, I don't know, you know, so it was kind of scary. It was kind of like, damn, man, well, I gotta really lax off of it because it's laxing me down, you know. And
do you know that if you were learning karate, it would be easier because then you could lax on and lax off. Listen to me now. Somebody in the chat wants to know if you're from Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin? No, I'm not from Wisconsin.
He says he's not.
You know
I guess they think your accent is Wisconsinian. The what?
Oh, Wisconsinian?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But no, I live in Connecticut, and I'm not too happy about it. But
you don't like Connecticut? Connecticut seems like it would be fucking beautiful.
Dude, Connecticut, basically picture this. All right, so picture this every day. I don't know if it's like this over there. I don't know if it's because of the damn phones or whatever.
Yeah.
But whenever you go, like, picture this, right? You just walk by someone, you go, hey, what's up? And I know it could be the normal, you know, like, hey, what's up? And then you just keep walking. But, like, no, that's usually, like, every single person on this planet around Connecticut or around here, at least. It's like there's no decent conversations anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, hey. How's it going? And then they just walk by.
I don't think that's Connecticut. I think people have been conditioned by the media to be distrusting and fearful of people more than usual. And I also think it's a bunch of misinformation about diversification happening in neighborhoods that, frankly, a lot of white people have an issue with. And then it's like, well, you know, I don't like that. I think that's bullshit. I can't believe we're in 2022. We still have that shit going on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, literally, like you said, it's the media, and funny enough, like, and I would say, in songs, like, you know, people that really put their emotions out there in songs, and you know, for example, like a quote from one of Eminem's song is like, the media immediately points a finger at me, but I point one back, not the not the pinky finger or the index, but the one you point up when you're not giving up, you know, like, so.
Why do you think Eminem's song Cinderella Man didn't find more success, both critically and commercially? It's a wonderful album. The album was Rehab. Wasn't it the album? He has Cinderella Man. He's got Rap. I think Rap God's on that. May not be on that. It doesn't matter. What were you saying? Yes, the media. I'm high, my friend.
The media, and also, well, for Connecticut over here, it's way more expensive than most places, and that also means that we're all to ourselves in a sense too. I mean, yeah, the phones, the media, but because of money, greed does also.
Yeah.
Do you in too?
Where would you move if you got out of Connecticut? Where do you want to go?
Oh, me? I would live in either Ireland or Hawaii.
John Romero and Brenda Romero moved to Ireland from America, and they say it's just delightful. Just fucking delightful.
Where you said?
Is it Galway or something in Ireland?
Huh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It must be really nice.
They love it.
Ireland, oh man. I feel like the people, there's something about, you know how certain accents, like when I say accents, you probably have a certain favorite on the top of your head. But for me, it would be like the Irish, you know, the Gaelic kind of accent, where I could just sit there and the person could talk to me, and I'd probably just kind of be like, damn, that's pretty cool. I could listen to you all day.
I like that accent.
Cool
I like that accent as well. I like it as well. All right, buddy, I'm going to let you go. Take some more calls. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for watching the show. I appreciate it. You know that.
Got it, man. And continue doing your thing.
Thank you, bud.
And yeah, thanks for answering.
Anytime, call back.
Time, I hope.
Good, absolutely. See you, man.
See ya.
There he goes into the night. Rapping rehab and relapse out here, says Tinfoil. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Please, Mr. K, please don't do that. My favorite E3 cringe moment. Okay. This probably won't hit home with anyone but me, but it must have been it may have been I think it was the E3 after E3 was in Atlanta. And so we're back in LA and it's the end of the day and I'm riding up the elevator to get my car, and there's this guy in the elevator. And he's looks like Colonel Sanders. He's wearing like a just all white suit. He's got a white hat on. He's got a cane. Portly guy though. Got the beard and everything. And he's surrounded by about 6 guys in suits, right? And so it seems clear that they are, he is holding court with these folks, or he's some impressive person and they're sycophants. I don't know. And they're asking him, well, what did you see at E3 that you liked? And he said, I think he had like a Southern accent, if I remember. And he said, I thought most of the games were terrible, but the ones from Digital Pictures were really good. Now, if you don't know Digital Pictures, they were making the Sega CD full motion video games. And this man, who clearly held sway with a number of people in very expensive suits, was letting them know that all the games that year were not worth talking about, except for the games that were like Death Trap and Make Your Own Video. Come on now. Am I still live? I think I'm still like, come on now. Shh. The first game I played at Sony ImageSoft was, well, it wasn't the first game, but we were testing Sewer Shark. Oh, did your domain expire, Mr. K, you fucking weirdo? Swear to God. I think you got kicked out of the Israeli army. That's what I think. Let's talk about Israeli Palestine. Why not? Let's go there. Let's go there. You know what sucks about some of the YouTube terms of service? I would love to use the Skype call thing here and just call people. Random calls, see what happens. But alas, that violates terms of service. I can't put somebody on the show or on a YouTube video or live stream, whatever, unless I say this to them, hey, you're being recorded. I know there's value in that, but it's like it kills prank calls. A whole generation of kids now, because of that, and because of cell phones and caller ID and all this shit, I guess that's why they troll so hard on the internet, because they don't have prank calls. They don't, the Jerky Boys, they'd be like, what's wrong with these people? Why don't they just caller ID them? I loved the Jerky Boys, man. Mr. K, Jerky Boys were, I still will say things from them and my kids will look at me like, what? And if my ex is over at the time, because she's the same age I am, she gets it and we'll be laughing and they're like, why is that funny? And I'm like, he fell downstairs and his shoes fell off. All right, sweetheart. Yeah, it was Frank Rizzo. Oh man, it was great. I was crying listening to those guys. Fantastic crank callers. Fantastic. Saul Rosenberg says, he says, I'm going to come down. The white dude played the cop in ICP's movie. I never saw that. Never saw that. They were great. They were great. Get Brett Weir, I said. Come on, man. Listen. I have to go play Call of Duty while I'm chatting with the people I'm playing with and record it because they will hate me. Let's do that for a moment because you know how serious they take their Call of Duty video game. Well, what happens when what happens when one stoned okay. We watched the movie okay. Yeah, we're gonna prank Call of Duty. You know we gotta do that. Okay. That's how we're gonna do that. Goddamn right. That'll be fun. That will be fun. It's like, Jaffe, you've gotten 20 bans from Call of Duty. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think you're right, Mr. K. Mr. K says, I think, Jaffe, you could totally do prank calls on YouTube. I remember the terms of service saying something different. I mean, I'll check again. I mean, you know, I think that shit's fun, man. Okay, let's see. Because I have this headset and this microphone, hopefully they can just hear me on the controller. And I'm not going to, like, stream Call of Duty seriously. If it's not entertaining after like a match, we'll get back and call. We can talk. I can talk to you. I can talk to you while I'm playing, and the prox chat will be like, what the fuck is this guy doing, man? Okay, hang on. I have to bring up the internet. Okay. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes. Matt DeMarco, come to Florida. Why? What's in Florida? I used to go to Daytona and Destin and Pensacola. I have family in Pensacola. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Sure. I don't know who you are, Berserk. I don't know who you are. Don't talk to me. What if he thinks I'm serious? He's like, Mommy, that man on the TV's yelling at me.
Change society. So instead of
Come on. Come on. Do you know? Okay, come on. Because you're high. Yeah, you're high. Okay, I think my microphone's on. And then what you'll hear it through this, I think. We'll find out. All right, let's see. Let's see. Look, I got stuff from the Sacred Symbol guys sent me a bunch of swag, which I appreciate. It was very nice of them to do. Okay. Oh, it's kill confirmed. I should just go into what's it called? Free for all. That seems fairer. But we'll try this. We'll see what happens. I hate this map. Oh, Mutant Mo, I literally threw the pen across the room because after I take enough marijuana, I'm just like, I have to get it away from here. I'll just keep doing it all night. And I have to order DoorDash soon for this party. And that's a lot of work when you're high. That's a good idea, Mr. K. Well, you goddamn right. But Mr. K, I have to do that. I have to be able to play the game so I can tell lawyers why Activision should not be purchased, you see? Mr. K, not every night, no, but frequently. Okay. So we won't do it for long if we don't get the good stuff, fellas.
Kill confirmed.
Okay, but they usually, you know, I've been muting people a lot just because it's easier. But sometimes it's not that. Okay. Hey, those are my friends. Don't hurt them. Look at this door. Look at this door. It's called a wall. Fuck. That's right, Mr. K. Just yell $70. There you go.
Enemy down.
That's not nice. That man was mean. The man shot me in the head. Tonight we will be... You're messing up my war game! He killed me. Hello, it's Jeffy.
What's going on, Jackie? P Turtle.
Oh, shit, P Turtle. I'm just playing some Call of Duty. I'm high as a kite. And I
know, man. I don't know why you do that to yourself.
Oh, Lord. Are you one of these anti-drug people, P Turtle?
Oh, no. I'm talking about Call of Duty.
I love Call of Duty. This game is great. I've never liked... I've always liked Call of Duty, but I've never really cared for the multiplayer. This is the first time, probably since Xbox 360 Call of Duty 2. I think that was the one that I was like, this is pretty fucking good.
I see somebody in the chat said if he starts defending Kanye, I need to talk to him.
Nah, what do you want to talk? What would you like to? You want to talk about Kanye West?
I didn't call it. I was just talking about it the other day, but I can talk to you about that now.
What? Well, yeah. What do you want to talk about?
I was mainly calling about the bet that you totally cheaped out of.
No,
and you don't want to pay me my Amazon card.
Nope.
And you said you were gonna clip the video and put it in the chat, and you sneakily just stayed out of it.
I didn't know you wanted me. I didn't know you wanted me to do that. If you actually do, I will absolutely clip that.
Oh my God! You said you were gonna do that.
No. I'm not. I can't get into it with you tonight. Let's talk about something else. Ask me tomorrow. I'm too high to have a conversation. Ask me tomorrow.
I just want to tell the chat, like.
Ask me tomorrow.
Okay, no.
Let's talk about Kanye West.
I'm talking to the chat right now.
No, let's talk about Kanye West.
Okay, all right. I've never seen anybody run away from a bet like this.
I'm not running away. Oh my God. Hey, right up your butthole.
Okay, he said that Kanye is a dumbass and he can prove it. I would like to hear it, because to me...
I think Kanye is a very mentally sick man, and assuming that he's not, he's just an asshole narcissist. Which I guess one could argue is still sick.
I think everything could be true, but also I think a lot of what he's saying is true.
About what? The Jews controlling the media?
Of course!
Oh, God. What does that even mean? Okay, stop for a second. What does that actually mean? First, define it.
It just means that predominantly media is at a. I heard this from Ben Shapiro. It is disproportionately.
You heard from Ben Shapiro. Well then.
No, but I've heard this from more Jews, that it is disproportionately represented by Jewish people.
Okay, but that...
And
well, no, let's assume... Wait. Let's assume that's true, and it may very well be. That doesn't mean the media is controlled by Jews in the way people say it. If it has... You know, that's like saying the NBA has more black players than Caucasian players, but the NBA is not controlled by black people. Ah!
The problem is,
no!
Are
No!
you getting excited because the point to the guy, Mr. K, I think he's saying that it is some Jews, but I think the part that people are saying is like, he's saying all Jews are doing this. He's not saying that.
Doing what? Doing what? Doing business?
Well, again, if you look at the Kyrie Irving situation,
yes,
that was crazy.
Educate me on that. I know he's a player, and he said something about the Jews, but that's kind of all I know.
He's one of the better players in the NBA, right? He linked a movie that's on Amazon. A documentary, I think, called from Negroes to Hebrews.
I think I've heard of it. Something like
I think from Hebrews to Negroes.
I've heard about.
I can't believe this is a serious conversation, and you're getting excited about Call of Duty.
So what happened? So he linked the movie and said, "What? Watch this movie."
He linked the movie, and I guess a lot of people from like the ADL and all that were basically saying that it was anti-Semitic, that it had a lot of anti-Semitic tropes in there.
Okay.
And that was inherently anti-Semitic, and they demanded an apology from him. And then the next day he came out and he said, listen, he believes he's Jewish. He believes his heritage is Jewish.
Okay.
He believes that's why his name is Kyrie Irving. His mother named him that for a reason. And that any anti-Semitic stuff that might have been untrue regarding, maybe the Holocaust and the numbers or whatever, was unfortunate. And then after that, they still wanted an apology, even though he just came out and said, listen, he is denouncing it by saying, it's unfortunate that it had some of those wrong things. And they wanted an apology, and then it escalated further where he put an apology out on his Twitter, and they basically said that's not good enough. We want a verbal apology, basically. So they wanted it on camera, and then they had a list of demands. I can't remember what all the demands were, but it was like taking like a course on Jewish sensitivity training or something like that, and to learn about the Jewish heritage and all this. And I'm sorry, man, that's insane.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't give a shit. But what's the problem?
And then there's other things. I want to say this. What do you mean you don't give a shit? It's not you involved.
Yeah, but why is there a controversy? Just because some group said I want you to do something and you said no, so what?
No, the problem is that he was suspended and without pay until he did this. Unless he had to do every step on the demand list.
Oh, I think that's terrible. Yeah, that's horrible.
Right, so I'm saying that then perpetuates the Jews control everything, because let me tell you this.
Well, but that wasn't what Kanye said. Kanye said Jews control the media. Are you putting basketball owners in the media?
Well, he said the media, the banking system, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, well, that I don't agree with in the way that it's consistently talked about. But I do agree that nobody owes anybody an apology if they don't want to give one. And look, the NBA has historically, at least the last handful of years, been a bunch of spineless people, because they also, did the whole thing with China and gave China whatever they wanted and all this shit. So I don't think that guy should have been made to apologize. I mean, unless the business owners are like, look, we don't care either way, but it's going to cost us this much money. And so, while you are your own human, when
I understand that you don't agree with what I'm saying. It's things like that always seems to happen. But you even say, Dave Chappelle got in trouble for his, monologue. That he did
what do you mean?
But
what do you mean get in trouble? I mean,
basically the ADL went after him, and again, when they go after
what?
him, they're basically trying to take away. What do you mean? So what? They're trying to take away jobs. They're trying to take. I mean, Kanye, the ADL went after him. He lost 1.5 billion because the ADL put pressure on. They put pressure on Adidas. They put pressure on all these different companies that he works with.
Okay, but wait a minute though. Wait a minute. Look, Kanye.
Hey, how do I always get you when you're high, man?
I'm always high. I'm like the whole.
I want to say this real quick to the Mr. K guy. The ADL does not represent us all. I agree, which is what I think the point of what me and other people are trying to say. When we call Jewish people out on certain things, it doesn't mean every Jew. You know what I'm saying?
But what I think the language that you use, I think the language that you use though when you're talking about the Jews in the media, I think it's less of an offensive aspect that you're saying, hey, there is a majority number of Jews who work in the entertainment industry. I think that's an accurate statement. There's nothing offensive about it. I think the minute you say that they control the media and you talk about it like they're in the background deviously planting these messages, that's, I think, where people take offense. Because, you know...
I want to respond to what this Mr. K guy said right here. He said, P. Turtle, it's like saying the blacks are criminals, right? If you say that, that's a little different from saying that black people do commit crime at a higher rate than most other ethnicities.
Okay.
You can say that, and that is true.
Yeah, you can say that. I don't know if that is true, but assuming that it is true, yeah, it's a stat. Who cares? I mean, it sucked, but who cares?
You keep saying who cares. If that's what the point of a debate or an argument or a point you're trying to make is, that's important.
No. What I'm saying, I don't mean who cares about what you're saying. I'm saying I literally think one of the problems with all of this shit is that people they roll over and take it. Whereas I think, yes, there are some people that can't afford to do that. But, you know, there are some people who can afford to stand up publicly and say, I don't really, fuck you. I'm fucking Kanye West, and when I'm not crazy, I write some of the best music and produce some of the best music ever made. So, fine.
I don't think he's crazy.
Cancel my Adidas deal. I don't care. I mean, be a fucking man. Don't complain about it.
Can I say this, Jackie? Is that not one, even if you disagree with the guy, that's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. For a guy to throw away that much money to stand on what he believes.
To do what?
To stand on what he believes. That is amazing. And another thing, did you hear about his trainer that was drugging him and had him sent to he had him committed. And basically there was a whole text that Kanye leaked out, and this trainer is a high profile trainer that works with a whole bunch of industry people. I'm talking about 90% of Hollywood works with this trainer. And he sent Kanye a message saying, if you keep talking, this guy, you know, I'm just going to say he's Jewish. I don't know if it matters or not. He's a Jewish guy, right? And he tells Kanye, if you keep talking crazy like this, I'm going to have you committed again. And this time I'm going to make sure that they drug you up so much that it's going to be zombie land you're in.
Is that on recording? We have proof of that?
He leaked the text messages, and the guy has not refuted it, and this was a while ago.
Okay,
like
so
2 weeks ago.
So you're saying that Kanye West...
Let me say this. It turns out that this guy is like some MK Ultra PSYOP military guy from Canada. That's where his background is. And he did do experiments on people. This is all facts.
He worked on Mortal Kombat?
No, he in Canada, he was in the military, and he worked... What? Did you just say Mortal Kombat? So, anyway,
everybody wants you. Okay, so wait. Chat, tell me, kill the call or keep the call going? The first 10.
What kind of shit is that?
Because I'm too high to steer this conversation and watch for the audience being bored or not. So I need to make.
Okay, that's fair. So you know what, Jossie? We don't got to continue this. Can you post that video in the chat? Even though I know your viewers don't like me, I'll let them vote in it rather than you just escape. Because
I'm not. No one's.
Be a memento.
No one's escaping. I'm just high right now. I'm totally down. If you want me to put that video up, I will absolutely put the video up. All right, I'm going to let you go, champion. Be well. Stop
All right. Nice
Stop.
talking to you, Jack.
Stop. In the name of love, my name's Pete Turtle.
All right, later.
Think it over, Pete Turtle. Goodbye, Pete Turtle. Where did Pete Turtle go? I don't know how to hang up the phone. All right, do we want to stop playing Call of Duty? Is that the idea? Hey, come on now, champion. Hey, Zach, the Lego building maniac. Thank you for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers. I'm a little bit too high right now to have a real conversation with you, but I sure... I do appreciate the support, buddy. Wait, how do I play proximity chat Warzone? Oh, yeah, you mean the thing? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that's where people can hear you. Okay, so let me drop out of this one. Okay, Warzone. Not DMZ. No, I don't want quads. I don't want quads. No, I want standalone, baby. Is this one? This'll do it. This'll do it. PS5 mic is on. Prox chat's in my settings. Okay, hang on. This is going to be the best day ever. All the ladies are coming over to check out proximity chat. Shh. Okay, hang on. Settings. It is on. It is on. Alexa, stop. Oh, I have to order food. Oh, this is going to be hard. Okay, I'll do one round. Okay, here we go. I'm going to order food. Hello, Dream Corridor. Oh, I don't want to play duos right now, Dream Corridor. I'm too high. I can't be held accountable. I have to order food. Let me do that first real quick. That's what. But thank you for the super chat, buddy. What, Steffi? What's happening? I can't be responsible. A parade. It's okay. People put a lot of love and work into their parades, I imagine. I don't want to fucking watch your stupid fucking... Think about it. I mean, unless it's like a parade of like, hey, here are super cool video games. You know? Holy shit. I'm gonna get a lot of big ZD. Get a lot of it. Oh shit. Oh, I'm not gonna pull this off. Hang on a second.
Check your gear and weapons. We go soon.
It's Michael Jackson. Come on now. In a very funny bit. Hang on. Where's my cart, man?
Enough training. Now we face the enemy for real.
Here we go. I don't... Ugh. Alright, is my order confirmed? Fuck yeah. Yeah, you guys are about to see a master play. I'm phenomenal. Here we go. I don't even know. Look. It's just, I'm so fucking tired of everybody having issues with all these other fucking people. People are fucking people. Are there some people that are corrupt as fuck? And sure, every creed, every religion, but my God. Whatever you may think of the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, whatever. 99% of them you'd probably get along with. It sure would be nice if people just thought that way. I'm so tired of all the fucking hate. People, I don't care. I'm gonna hit my parachute button soon. Damn right. Fucking holiday.
Eliminate all targets in the AO.
Oh shit. I am playing proximity. I am playing proximity mode. Is there anybody around? Is there any... I'm taking a launcher. I'm taking a claymore. I'm opening up a bag of shit. Hey, I am a sniper, right? Ooh, look at this gun. Oh. Oh. Oh, look at him roll. Now we can watch Jackie Gleason while we eat. Hey, look at this guy. That's not a guy, that was a plant. You have to be really careful in a game like this because, you know, things could go south very fast. And you know what I like to tell my Call of Duty students, because I charge $150 per training session. I like to tell them that it's not whether you win or lose, and then it really is that. They find themselves ill-prepared when they step onto the MLG circuit. Hello? Yes, what can I do for you, sir? Shh. Ah, Lord have mercy. Come on now. I need a sniper rifle, boys. Okay, so I'm about to get closed in on some gasoline. Let's ooh, what we call it in the business, let's pop a ping. Popping a ping on Sherman Way there. Oh shit. You can call on the call. You can call on your cell phone if you want. The phone number is on the screen, is it not? No, it's not. Hang on. If you want to call me, there's the number. You can call out my... Shh. Come on now. I bet there are people in the military that do... they're just like, hey, we're going to smoke pot before we go on this mission. I wonder if they're better. Is Rosie O'Donnell streaming this? She is not. Can you imagine? Kids? Ooh. Ooh, that's... Goddamn right. You goddamn right. Everybody knows that I'm goddamn right. I will destroy your life, and you'll never see it coming. I am an assassin who makes a lot of noise because I think hostile UAV can go fuck itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah! Where's the button? I have to answer your phone. Hang on. have too much pot. Hello, do you have too much pot in your system? You may be in a great deal of trouble. Why? Oh, hello? Shit. Shit. Where's that call? I don't know where the little button is. Oh. Shh. Hang on. I have to answer the phone. I don't know how. Try it again, maybe. Okay. Oh, I'm still alive. Yeah. Where's the gas closing in? Oh, we're in good shape. Oh, what's that? What is that? What the hell is that? What's that pink thing? What's that? Hello?
Hey, howdy.
Wow, who's calling me?
This is Tinfoil Tyrant.
Wow. How are you, good sir? What's going on with your evening?
Oh, I am just enjoying a fair bit of rosin press, and I just had a quick retort for our dear caller, Turtle Dove there.
What the
Just
fuck
wanted
is
to-
rosin press?
Rosin press is when you take the cannabis buds itself and you press it in between heated plates, and it'll actually produce the concentrates that you smoke without having to use a solvent like butane or something of that nature.
What's the matter?
Much cleaner
What is
product.
the matter with you?
Plenty, but that's besides the point.
All right, so what's going on? You want to talk about Pete Turtle?
Indeed. So it seems as though this poor young misguided boy seems to idolize him some Kanye West or some of these figures that seem to focus on specific situations where they can feel victimized and in turn, you know, create some kind of culture that more or less enables them to chase a quick paycheck. And in this instance, they're relying upon the old narrative of Jewish folk controlling the media, which is a time-old, terrible anti-Semitic trope.
Why do you think there are people who don't like the Jews? Let's get to the meat of it, right?
That seems to be more just differences in culture and
But what
honestly, lack of
aspect of
exposure.
what aspect of the culture do they find so offensive?
I think when you have people share things from, like, say, the Talmud or anything directly from the book, and it's not given the context of, like, hey, here's the most zealot perspective, rather than, like, it's more or less they focus on outliers rather than focusing on what the culture is that you see. Like, as you said earlier, you know, if you go and actually interact with Jewish people or Muslim people, you'll find that things are pretty chill. I mean, you look at the state of Michigan, you have a very large Muslim population that's been there for decades. You don't see mass beheadings, you don't see crazy shit like that. Occasionally you do see somebody go crazy, but it's not often. It's not the common law.
Uh-huh.
And when you see, like, when you see instances of people pointing to different races or different cultures and saying, like, oh, well, hey, you have a larger disparity of crime, you know, committed by black folk, there's no accounting for the fact that, hey, you have these folks that are also, they also have the red tape that has been built around their mortgage situation. You have to take into account that the GI Bill was not awarded to black veterans out of World War II. You have to account for the fact that they also were not given the same kind of loans. Take it back to our old dear President Trump. You know, he went ahead and he had the colored people's profiles, anyone who applied for his real estate, anyone who tried to apply for any kind of housing within his situation, he marked it with a C on the actual page. He literally marked C for colored on the fucking page. Like,
Twisted Metal.
He actually took the pages of minorities, anybody who applied for housing, and he straight up put a C on a cover sheet to denominate them as colored people.
shit! He's a sniper! Tinfoil. What am I gonna do about that?
If you have snipers, I would suggest finding cover, get low as possible, and get on a direct line to them. Try to flank them.
I don't
get around
like.
their position
I
while
don't.
maintaining
Oh shit!
But yeah, no, it's just old racist stereotypes that need to be quelched, and it's unfortunate that the internet has.
I'm out of the boat.
become
I'm out of the boat. Oh, look at this little fucker! Think you're coming after me? I got a shotgun, bitch. Coming after you. Coming after you, fucker! Coming after you, fucker! He killed me.
So what you got in terms of flavors there, bud? Let's say before you threw your pen.
I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Lately, I've been on the Ghost Train, and that's been pretty fucking. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know about those things right now. I'm looking at 40 to 50 years with no parole for all that I've done on this world.
Looks like you gotta do some merc work here.
Because ultimately, when people need me and they're in trouble, they call me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, I hate you so much.
Go gank him.
Come back, I love you. I want to go to the suck hop with you. Listen
Can
to me.
I ask you to the Sadie Hawkins dance?
Please, I want to watch Stranger Things with you. Wait, let us survive the gulag together. Oh my God, we're gonna die. Oh, somewhere someone's gonna die from the. Oh God.
Bro, how excited are you for that fifth season?
Oh God. Hide. This is hide time. Oh, not gonna happen. Oh, my head is high.
Yes, that is the goal.
I can't believe I lost that game.
I don't think you can, but I think others might.
Hey, redeploying. Oh, he brought me back. What? No. No.
Black site is clear. Area secure.
Oh, shit. But alright, brother. I hope you have yourself a wonderful evening. I'm gonna get back to the chat.
Okay, man. I'm just too high to talk to humans at the moment.
Okay, man.
All
Blood
right.
attention. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
See, buddy. I mean, and that's how it went down when we did the interview. Hello, Nikki T. It's nice to see you, sir. Why are you guys arguing about religion? I don't mind if you want to discuss religion, but who cares, man? Do you know that the number of non-religious people is growing every year? It's higher than it's ever been in America and in most Western countries. I think that's good. So stupid. It's also stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. Sadly, it's true. The bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. It's true. They can. Well... You think suicide's growing because of that? I don't know. I mean, maybe. But we got to climb out of this stuff. It's crazy, Oh, Mr. K, the things people don't know about the Jews in Hollywood. I mean, there's a beautiful, wonderful book about it called An Empire of Their Own. And you're absolutely right. It was low-class entertainment back then. And the ironic part is so much the American dream that a lot of people act as if is owned by the whites was manufactured by the Jews in the movies because that was their idealized version of America that never actually existed. So it's a fascinating history, no doubt. What is this? What is this mode? What is this mode? Is this a kill mode? What am I playing? Deathmatch. Yeah, they don't want to know the actual facts. They just want to feel right. Which, honestly, it's not propaganda, you moron. Come on, Darth Nugget. It's historical. Look at the Andy Hardy movies that were made. I want to say that was Warner, but no, it was the Fox guy.
Switching mags.
And you know, because they wanted to assimilate. They wanted to be seen as sort of American white.
Enemy UAV overhead.
And so they made these movies. Shh, enough. Really, check your bloody fire, you piece of shit. You know who the fuck I am? You know who you're talking to, sir? I'm wanted for 9 counts of robbery and 6. I got nothing anymore. I'm just too tired to improv. Too tired to improv. The David Jaffe story. Oh shit! You're my buddy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, yes, you did that one. Yes, yes.
Enemy UAV active.
Oh. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I gotta see this one. I gotta see this. Is he gonna get me jumping? That's fantastical. All right.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, but if you're gonna say history's written by the victors, how much is actually real? I mean, sure. But that's, I mean, are you going to apply that to every and any single thing? Because if not, that's a problem. You can't selectively say because you don't trust history, you have somehow become the one who can determine the historical facts that are accurate. That I guess wouldn't be facts then, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, Jaffe's got to focus. This is for all the marbles. American genocide happened when we know this despite Armenia not being the victim. Well, hello.
We've got him on the run. Keep it up.
Hello.
Enemy UAV overhead. The enemy is taking the lead.
Well, you're on the line if you want to talk. Are you shy? Are you scared to speak? Oh, shit. All right, well, I have to hang up on you. Lordy. All right. This next match, I'm gonna give it my all. Why are you calling and then hanging up? Do you want to speak or do you not want to speak? What is your goal? What do you need, sir? All right, come on. Focus. This next match, fellas, Follettis, it's going to be the one. Oh, Dark Saya, I'm terrible at this game, but I'm not so terrible I don't know that. But what I will tell you is I'm high as fuck. So, hello, it's Jaffe.
Hey, Jaffe, this is Travis Andrew. I was chatting with you a little bit earlier about
Twisted Metal
in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
Now, well, since we last talked, I've become quite high.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Oh, yeah, Travis. What's up?
Not much. Actually, just kind of wanted to nerd up a little bit, kind of take the tone down a little bit. It was getting a little hostile.
I was getting hostile?
No, just the people calling in is getting a little rowdy, and so I kind of wanted to just bring it down, get back into gaming, kind of nerd up a little bit.
Simmer down now.
San Diegan.
All right, let's go. Let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
So yeah, I just had just kind of just general input from you being in the industry and kind of like what genres of games do you think have the most like opportunity for growth? New kinds of stories to be told, taking different directions. It feels like a lot of these games we're getting kind of similar types of games. The heroes, you're getting a lot of these battle royale games. It just feels like it's getting kind of
do you mostly play console games or you play PC as well?
At least mainly console. I mean, primarily, big time PlayStation, all the consoles.
Well, I asked because there's actually a great deal of innovation happening, but it's happening more in the indie space and the AA space, just because it's it's too expensive to go crazy on design and stuff when you're spending $300 million.
Exactly.
So I think the industry's more interesting now than it's been ever. I don't think it's stagnant. How many players are in this map?
Okay.
But I will say that I forgot the rest of your question.
No, I mean just which genres do you think have the most opportunity for growth for like different types of storytelling or just new gameplay changes that just kind of evolve genres?
I'm real high, so it's gonna be hard for me to give you a quality answer. But what I would say though is I think AI is going to be crucial to moving video games where they need to be in terms of feeling more like realistic simulations, where the game is writing itself basically or authoring itself based on the player versus following kind of a script. I think that's pretty exciting. I think eventually with that bringing voice controlled NPCs to games that actually can feel like you're having real conversations with people. And hang on.
Yeah, because I even thought about the idea, kind of what they did with the Virtual Fighter, where they were getting players, combat data and kind of simulating their play tactics. I'm wondering, as a dev, could you, get a few hundred hours of real players and kind of emulate their gameplay style and use that as
out of massive respect for you, sir. You're really talking to someone like they're listening to what you're saying and then comprehending the English. And I don't say that because I'm not judging what you're saying. You could be saying like the secrets of the universe, and all I'm hearing is like, welcome to Taco Bell. So the point of that is I call back when I'm not high, and I'm more than happy to chew your ear off regarding video games. But at the moment, I think what we have to do is talk about things that are more, at a conceptual level. Like what happens when we die, or why.
All right, well then I got one for you.
Okay.
I got one for you then, because
Go.
You're in San Diego. I moved from San Diego in 2020. I lived in Julian the last couple of years that I was there.
Oh, that's a beautiful place.
What's your favorite taco shop in San Diego?
My favorite what?
Your favorite taco shop being in San Diego. There's 300 of them.
Well, Taco Bell. But I'll tell you why. There's wonderful Mexican food in San Diego that is obviously leaps and bounds better than Taco Bell. But the problem with mom and pop restaurants is they will deep fry their shit. In the same oil they use to make fish and stuff in. So a lot of times your vegetarian meal ends up tasting like fish, and I find fish just gross. I can't do it with fish. They no.
No, I totally get that.
So Taco Bell is pretty consistent. It's just like it's Taco Bell.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Every now and again, I want Taco Bell. Like, I love traditional Mexican food and burritos, but you know what? I want Taco Bell. I want that exact flavor, their hot sauces, and nobody else can touch that sometimes.
That man ran by and he stabbed me.
So yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, Jesse.
Hey, you got it,
huge,
pal.
Huge fan.
Thanks, man. Call back later when I'm not.
Time.
Come on,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, look at this guy.
All right, Jeff. You take care. You have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Bye.
I killed that guy. I took his life force away from his little virtual character. Look at this. I'm gonna kill this guy. Fuck with me. Fuck with me, man. I am the fucking shit. Look at me on the leaderboards. 2 kills. Fuck you, Ravenosa's boy. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Ravenosa's child. Little Ravenos Jr. Never seen somebody play Call of Duty as good as I have, alright? So, fuck you, because I'm good, man. Watch me.
Hostile cruise missile incoming.
Shit. This guy's in here. Look what I just did, Ravenosa's kid.
Hostile UAV in the area.
I'm scared, Ravenosa's kid, that I'm about to die. Oh, shit!
Enemy UAV overhead.
Uh-oh. I love that eagle. Ah, shit! I need, like, a dodge button. Like, I need a good fucking, you know, ability to John Woo side leap out of the way or some such bullshit. I like that I have that sight thing, though. That's a perk I really like. I can't really stay alive even when I know they've got me. But I like having a chance sometimes. That's probably one of the reasons I like this game. And maybe earlier Call of Duties had it. Damn. But for whatever reason, it just never was in my rotation right away. And maybe that's why I'm enjoying this more, because I have a bit of a chance to recover when I get sighted by somebody, and it's not sort of a guarantee that that's all she wrote. All right, fellas. Well, let me finish this match, then I'll talk to you real quick. I think this game is a delightful video game. I wonder who the highest paid member is on the Call of Duty team. Oh, this fucker's right? Because, like, what, like, is it the lead programmer? Like, what is it? They say, look, we cannot live without this person. So pay them whatever they ask for. You know what I wish in this game? In any game, really, but hang on. I would love to have... I would love to have the ability to know where the footsteps are coming from. Like, I know there's somebody in the area, but I can't tell if they're to my left or right. And I know it's, I'll get 3D sound. My understanding is it's not like that. Even if you have the PlayStation headset and you're playing it on PS5, you're not going to get true surround sound that is useful in determining where people are located. Am I wrong on that, or is there actually a solution to that? Because in this fucking game, I need it. The mini map is not really. It doesn't show you the enemies when they're firing anymore. Dolby Atmos, don't you have that? I don't No, what? I just have headphones and I plug them into the PlayStation controller and it sounds great, but I don't have a sense of spatial awareness because of the audio. Does that exist? Spaz, we're doing a celebration here. If we're done and it's not too late, I would love to play some Call of Duty with you guys. But right now, this is all she wrote for the stream tonight. At least this stream. I might game stream. I would love to, Spaz, absolutely. But thank you guys for hanging out with me and watching the show and spending some time. Again, if you're a member, this will be up right away. If you're not, I'll be putting up the edited version a little bit later tonight or tomorrow. In the meantime, thanks for the new members. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the time. Boy, I'm high. That works fast. Holy shit. All right. Be well, human beings. Appreciate it.